Imagine you've just moved into a new house, and right next door, the king of the universe has set up his palace. That's essentially the situation at the start of the Book of Leviticus. Following Exodus, God's glorious presence, his glory cloud, has just filled the tabernacle, his portable dwelling place in the wilderness. But here's the crucial question: how can a sinful people live in close proximity to a perfectly holy God without being consumed? Leviticus is essentially a divine instruction manual for holiness. It's less about historical events and more about the laws, rituals, and principles that allow the Israelites to live in God's presence without being consumed by his holiness. The central theme, repeated throughout, is God's command: "You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." Leviticus 19:2. This verse encapsulates the entire book's purpose. The book begins by detailing various sacrifices and offerings. These weren't just random rituals. They were God's prescribed means for dealing with sin, expressing devotion, and fostering fellowship between a sinful people and a holy God. Animal sacrifices, grain offerings, and peace offerings all served specific purposes, allowing for atonement and communion. Essential to this system was the priesthood, led by Aaron and his sons, who acted as mediators, performing the sacred duties and entering the tabernacle's most holy areas on behalf of the people. Beyond the sacrificial system, Leviticus extends the concept of holiness into every aspect of daily life. It establishes laws of purity, distinguishing between what was clean and unclean in terms of food, disease, and bodily functions. These rules taught Israel about God's order, the pervasive nature of sin, and the constant need for ritual purity to live in his presence. But holiness wasn't just ritualistic. It deeply impacted moral and ethical conduct. Leviticus contains commands about justice, honesty, treating foreigners fairly, and the famous directive to love your neighbor as yourself. It also outlines the annual feasts and holy days, like Passover, Pentecost, and the Festival of Booths, which served as reminders of God's faithfulness and their covenant relationship. Perhaps the most significant ritual was the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. On this single day each year, the high priest performed a series of elaborate rituals to atone for all the sins of the entire nation, symbolically cleansing them and allowing God's presence to remain among them for another